It's not just the number, it's what the number buys.
$100 billion buys a lot of things. In this case, it buys a piece of the Ohio skyline.
I'm Milo.
I'm Mila.
And this is AI Daily.
Ahead, we'll talk about the one number that puts Anthropic on a collision course with an IPO, but we're also going to look at OpenAI's newest target audience, teenagers.
Okay, let's start with the big number. Nvidia has committed $100 billion to back an OpenAI data center project in Ohio.
Let's ground that. This isn't just a funding round. This is a capital commitment for physical infrastructure. We're talking about the steel, the concrete, and most importantly, the chips that will house future OpenAI models.
Exactly. It's a direct investment in the picks and shovels, and Nvidia is essentially ensuring its biggest customer has the capacity to grow. The scale here is hard to picture. We're talking about a facility that could potentially draw gigawatts of power.
And that raises the immediate question of why Ohio? Part of the answer is likely access to energy and land, but it also signals a strategic move to build these massive, power-hungry AI factories on U.S. soil, not overseas.
It also locks in a key relationship. OpenAI gets a guaranteed pipeline to the hardware it needs to train bigger and bigger models, and Nvidia gets a guaranteed buyer for its next generation of chips.
The FT also noted another part of the deal. Nvidia is investing $1.5 billion into an energy company. That feels significant. They aren't just funding the data center, they're funding the power source.
It's a vertically integrated future. You don't just build the AI, you build the power plant that runs it. The open question is how many players globally have the capital to even compete at this scale?
$100 billion suggests the list is getting shorter. While Nvidia and OpenAI are building the house, Anthropic is proving how valuable the current tenants are. A Bloomberg report on Monday states Anthropic's annualized revenue is projected to top $65 billion.
That is a stunning figure. It's a more than seven-fold increase from where the company was at the end of last year. It speaks to the sheer velocity of enterprise adoption.
It does, and it positions them for a very strong potential IPO. For a long time, the question around these foundation model companies was whether the research could be turned into a viable standalone business. This number starts to answer that.
It also shows how much demand there is for alternatives in the market. Companies don't want to be locked into a single provider, and Anthropic's focus on safety and constitutional AI has clearly resonated with a large enterprise customer base.
The $65 billion figure is an annualized run rate, so it's a projection based on current revenue. It's not the same as a full year of actuals. Still, the trajectory is undeniable.
Right, it's a snapshot of momentum. The question now is one of margins and efficiency. How much does it cost in pure compute to generate that revenue? That's the number Wall Street will be looking for next.
And it's the number that will determine if this is a sustainable software business or a capital-intensive hardware business in disguise.
So, we have massive infrastructure deals and nine-figure revenue projections. And then we have OpenAI's other announcement, ChatGPT for teens.
OpenAI released a version of its chatbot specifically for younger users. The stated goal is to support learning and critical thinking.
It comes with what OpenAI calls enhanced built-in projections. They're also emphasizing features for healthy use and giving parents additional controls. This is their first tailored product for this demographic.
The timing is interesting. This launch comes as Meta is facing a federal trial in California, brought by 29 state attorneys general, over allegations that Facebook and Instagram were intentionally designed to foster compulsive use among young people.
That's the core tension. Is this a tool for learning, like a calculator, or is it a system that can be used in ways that are hard to predict and control? The announcement emphasizes its use as a tutor for school subjects or a brainstorming partner for projects.
I read the documentation. The guardrails are designed to refuse inappropriate requests, and the product encourages users to think critically about the information provided. I just find the phrase foster compulsive use very precise. It catches in the mind.
It does. The challenge for OpenAI will be proving its design choices actively discourage that pattern, rather than simply reacting to it. They're stepping into a very complicated space that other tech companies are currently being held accountable for.
The open question is whether you can build an engagement-based product for teenagers that doesn't, by its nature, optimize for engagement.
Also in AI today,
as we just mentioned, Meta is in federal court. A coalition of 29 state attorneys general alleges the company knowingly designed its platforms to be addictive for younger users, prioritizing engagement over well-being. The trial is being seen as a landmark case for social media accountability.
A very different kind of accountability than a model hallucinating a fact.
A different kind, yes.
$100 billion for the foundation.
And a new generation of users to build on top of it.
The question is, which one scales faster?